Issue that's been quite controversial, and that has to do with the use of drones. President Obama's top counterterrorism advisor has publicly confirmed that the United States has used drones to conduct targeted killings overseas. John Brennan spoke on Monday at the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars. He detailed and defended the killings.
President Obama believes that done carefully, deliberately, and responsibly, we can be more transparent and still ensure our nation's security. So let me say it as simply as I can. Yes, in full accordance with the law, and in order to prevent terrorist attacks on the United States and to save American lives, the United States government conducts targeted strikes against specific al-Qaeda terrorists, sometimes using remotely piloted aircraft, often referred to publicly as drones. And I'm here today because President Obama has instructed us to be more open with the American people about these efforts.
That was President Obama's special advisor on Homeland Security and Counterterrorism. John Brennan's speech was disrupted by Medea Benjamin of Code Pink. Over the weekend, Benjamin helped organize the International Drone Summit in Washington, D.C.
Over the years.
Well, how many people are you willing to sacrifice? Why are you lying to the American people and not saying how many innocents have been killed?
Thank you, ma'am, for expressing your views. There will be time for questions and answers after the presentation.
In Pakistan, who is killed because he wanted to document the drone strikes. I speak out on behalf of Abdul Rahman al-Awaki, 16-year-old, born in Denver, killed in Yemen just because his father was someone we don't like. I speak out on behalf of the Constitution, on behalf of the rule of law. I love the rule of law. I love my country. You are making us less safe by killing so many innocent people.
That was Medea Benjamin of Code Pink, and she was actually dragged out while speaking. Tariq Ali, your comment on the use of drones in Pakistan in particular. The use of drones in Pakistan in particular.
Well, I mean, this is part of the cycle of war, vengeance, terror, response from insurgents, more war, more vengeance, more terror. These drone attacks, we know full well, anyone in Pakistan will tell you about them, kill large numbers of innocents. Now, by large numbers, I don't mean tens of thousands, obviously, but I mean several hundreds, occasionally more than that, over a year and a half. And Obama has upped the drone attacks. During his period in office, the number of drone attacks, during his first year in office, there were more drone attacks in Pakistan than during the previous 5 years of the Bush administration. So here he's been much worse, much more aggressive, and much more militaristic. And the real problem, apart from all the moral and ethical problems, is they have nil impact. They kill people, they kill innocents, and they create more problems for the United States. As for the notion that these drone attacks somehow are defending the United States and making it safe against terror, that is so crazy. It really is crazy thinking. And if these people still haven't realized it, I don't know whether they ever will. These drone attacks, most people, many international lawyers regard them as illegal anyway. Targeting your own citizens abroad, targeting your own citizens where they are, is an added dimension to this. This is the first president who's now acquired the right, the legal right, to order the targeting and killing of any U.S. citizen without recourse to law. This has happened under this particular president.
Let's bring Ann Wright in to get a last comment on this. Retired Army colonel, the diplomat who helped to reopen the U.S. mission in Afghanistan.
Well, John Brennan's saying that he, on behalf of the president, was telling the American people about this program. Well, we're the last to learn them because the rest of the world certainly knows about this targeted assassination program. And in fact, before Medea interrupted John Brennan on Monday, we had a tremendous day on Sunday as we got John Brennan as he went into CNN, Fox News, and ABC News to let him know the irate feeling that we have by the American people about this weapons program. It needs to stop. It is the targeted assassination of Pakistanis, Yemenis, Somalis, Afghans, and Americans now, where we have now had 4 Americans that have been killed by these assassin drones at the direction of the senior leadership of our country, extrajudicial killings by these drones, and they must stop.
We're going to leave it there. I want to thank you very much, Ann Wright, retired Army colonel, former diplomat, spent 29 years in the U.S. military, returned to Afghanistan twice after, in 2001, reopening the U.S. mission there as one of the top diplomats. Tariq Ali, thanks for being with us, editor of the New Left Review. Latest book, The Obama Syndrome, Surrender at Home, War Abroad. This is Democracy Now! We covered May Day around.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program.
Welcome back. Tonight, or this afternoon, I want to tell you about a new corporation in town that carries a lot more weight here in Washington, D.C. than any other corporation you've ever heard of. This is a corporation responsible for the current makeup of our Supreme Court, for the balance of power in our legislative branch, and up until 3 years ago, it was even responsible for the occupant in our White House. It's a massive corporation, stretches all across 50 states, and even has politicians in every state who have sworn allegiance to it. Not even the Koch brothers can claim that accomplishment. It's a giant corporation that has its own wildly popular cable TV network to sell its products and boost its PR. It's a corporation that's spun off hundreds of subsidiaries all around the nation to keep revenue flowing in, thus maximizing the profits of its allies, or to take down its enemies. It's a corporation that can take our nation to war if it so chooses, or condemn tens of millions of Americans to poverty, or kick hundreds of millions of Americans out of their health insurance plans if it believes that that's the most profitable thing to do. It's a corporation that's so big and influential, in large part because its functional shareholders, its stakeholders, are mostly other corporations, along with some of the richest people in America who mostly either made their money using the corporate form or inherited it from parents who used corporations. And when this corporation succeeds in selling its products, which oddly are human beings who have sworn loyalty to the corporation, that's the product it sells. All the stakeholders in this corporation stand to make massive profits for their own respective corporations. This is basically the capo de capo, the corporation of corporations. You could call it the front corporation for corporate America. So what is it? What is this all-powerful corporation that has a stranglehold on our government? What is this corporation so powerful it can even spit on Betsy Ross and turn the stars from our flag upside down on its logo? It's the Republican Party, Inc. Think about it. The Republican Party, is it really a legitimate political party in America anymore? Or has it just become a corporate shill? Like a corporation, the Republican Party is only focused on maximizing profits for its stakeholders, or what we call donors. And those donors are not average Americans who give $50, like used to happen in the old days. Instead, those donors are corporations, millionaires, and billionaires like the Koch brothers, Foster Friess and Shelley Adelson, who form corporate super PACs to funnel unlimited amounts of money into the Republican Party corporation to sell more politicians to voters around the nation. Republicans have raised 8 times more money through super PACs than Democrats. And Karl Rove and the Koch brothers have pledged to put even more hundreds of millions of dollars to defeat Democrats into this election cycle coming up over the next 8 months or so. The Republican Party, like any good corporation, gladly takes multi-million-dollar investments from other corporations and from millionaires and billionaires, and then compliantly hands back to those investors, as a return on their investment, laws that cut their taxes and increase their profits. In fact, millionaires are responsible for 57% of all super PAC investments, donations, so far this election cycle. And those super PACs did so well for Republicans in 2010, catapulting them to huge electoral victories. They even got control of the House of Representatives. And now, just like a corporation, Republican Party, Inc. is working to maximize profit for its stakeholders. That means filibustering tax increases on their Romney super-rich donors. It means passing budgets that preserve billions in taxpayer subsidies for the oil baron donors. It means working to defund Wall Street regulations that might cut into the profits of their bankster donors. It means repealing Obamacare and Medicare to make their for-profit health insurance donors happy. Republican Party, Inc. is using the perfect corporate model. It brings in rich investors, uses their money to help sell its products, which are politicians. And the more politicians that are sold to the American people, then the more profitable Republican Party, Inc. and its investors become. Following this logic, Republican Party, Inc. is not interested in attracting broad-based support like a traditional political party or building a platform that's going to resonate with people who aren't members of corporate America. I mean, they bring along the useful idiots by throwing out things like be afraid of the gays and look out for those brown people and, you know, duck, there's a terrorist, you know, that kind of stuff. But they're just, they know, they're just bringing them along for the ride. Those are not the people that they actually invite to the events. They're really just interested in the profits, just like a corporation. And also, just like a corporation, they don't give a damn about democracy. Small d democracy. Hence, Republican Party, Inc.'s efforts to pass voter ID laws that will kick millions of Democratic voters off the polls ahead of the next election. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The Republican Party is no more a legitimate political party than the mafia is a legitimate social club. Proof of this, I mean, just look at Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney he came out today. He was given this, touting his flag thing, right? He's talking about his flag thing. And Jacob, I think that you can play.
We've seen that
at this computer
times.
Right.
I had the occasion, as you perhaps know, of helping organize the Olympic Winter Games of 2002, and following 9/11 and that great tragedy, which was just prior to our games, one of the people in our team said, "Why don't we create an Olympic pin, which says United We Stand on it and has a symbol of a flag?" And this obviously is not a new idea. Everybody else in the country was doing the same thing, but we thought it was a new idea at the time, and so we created a little pin. And we notified people in the community that we were now going to be selling these pins, and the proceeds would go to the families of victims of the tragedy. And we identified that we're thank you. We identified where we were going to be selling these, and we wondered if people would show up to buy these pins. And we announced it, and then I just remember that morning after it was announced, going downstairs. We were in a big, tall skyscraper.
As billionaires usually are.
City. Went downstairs to go over, I think it was the building next door where they were selling these pins. And went outside, and there was a line around the block, all the way down the street. People stood in line for, as I recall, well over an hour just to be able to buy a little pin. And
isn't that a heartwarming story? Mitt Romney came up with the idea to sell a pin. Well, but just like Bain Financial, you know, with so many of their companies, they had their pin made in China. And not only that, on the conference call yesterday that was hosted by the Republican National Committee to attack President Obama for high unemployment, they have, you know, the RNC, they have these regular conference calls where they invite members of the press to come in. And you dial a number to get into the conference call and a special code, you know, and you have to get this in email these days, and or by phone call. And so, you know, it's kind of an exclusive group. Lynn Sweet of the Chicago Sun-Times was one of the reporters who was invited, and she pointed out that the conference call was hosted. Now, this is Mitt Romney attacking President Obama for high unemployment. It was hosted out of the Philippines by a company in the Philippines, a subcontractor to Verizon. So all these reporters from all over the country were dialing into the Philippines. They didn't realize it. They were calling an 800 number, dialing into the Philippines, where they were, you know, being connected by operators there to the Mitt Romney campaign so that Mitt Romney could attack Barack Obama for high unemployment. And then Romney comes out and brags about his pins made in China. Now, I'm willing to cut Romney a little slack on the pins made in China because There may not be any pins companies left in the United States. I mean, there's some things that we just don't make here anymore. But at least you should stand up and talk about the insanity of the trade policy that brought about that situation.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
So, Republican Party, Inc. Is the Republican Party a legitimate political party? Or is it time to just say, you know, let's bring back the Whigs?